طيب. Abu Hanifa said, والله تعالى يرى في الآخرة يراه المؤمنون وهم في الجنة بأعين رؤوسهم بلا تشبيه ولا كيفية ولا كمية ولا يكون بينه وبين خلقه مسافة. Allah the Exalted is seen in the afterlife. The believers will see him with the eyes of their heads, without any resemblance, without a manner of being, and without there being between him and the creation any distance. يعني بلا تشبيه ولا كيفية ولا كمية ولا يكون بينه وبين خلقه مسافة. Without similarity, without a manner of being, and without a quantity, ولا كمية, even if it's not mentioned here in this text here, but this is reported from Abu Hanifa, ولا كمية, and no quantity, so he doesn't fill a space, he doesn't have dimensions. ولا يكون بينه وبين خلقه مسافة, and there will be no distance between him and his creation. This means that Allah will not be close or far, high or low, big or small, etc. Imam An-Nasafi said, وَقَدْ وَرَدَ الدَّلِيلُ السَّمْعِي بإيجاب رؤية المؤمنين لله تعالى في دار الآخرة فيرى لا في مكان ولا على جهة من مقابلة أو اتصال شعاع أو ثبوت مسافة بين الرائي وبين الله تعالى. The certainty of the believers seeing Allah the Exalted in the afterlife was narrated in the transmitted evidence. He will be seen without a place or being in an opposing direction and without the connection of light rays or the establishment of a direction between the seer and Allah the Exalted. I'll repeat it. The certainty of the believer seeing Allah the Exalted in the afterlife was narrated in the transmitted evidence. He will be seen without a place or being in an opposing direction, and without the connection of light rays, nor the establishment of a direction between the seer and Allah the Exalted. End quote. Allah exists without a place, and despite that he is seen. So he is seen unlike the creation is seen. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, لا تضامون في رؤيته. You will not crowd together to see him. Huh? Now, this statement of the Prophet is clear. See how a person might not understand if he doesn't learn? You will not crowd together to see him. This is what the Prophet ﷺ told about when the believers see Allah. لا تضامون في رؤيته. You will not crowd together to see him. For us, this is clear evidence that Allah exists without a place. In paradise, they will not have to gather or face any special direction to see Allah. Wherever they may be in paradise, as wide and vast as it is, and whatever direction they may be facing, Allah empowers them to see him. And Allah is not everywhere. Allah exists with no place. They will see the one who's not in a place. So it doesn't matter which direction they look, he's not in a place. which direction they see. As for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, كما ترون القمر ليلة البدر, like you see the full moon on a clear night. This hadith, كما ترون القمر ليلة البدر, like you see the full moon on a clear night. He was talking about seeing Allah. Now what's the meaning of this hadith? كما ترون القمر ليلة البدر, like you see the full moon on a clear night. This does not mean that Allah is a circle that is seen like the moon is seen, as some mindless Wahhabis really believe it does, or other types of people. A person who's really dumb. You'll have to be dumb to believe that God is a circle. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. Rather, it means that you will have no doubt that you saw Allah, like you have no doubt about seeing the full moon on a clear night. In other words, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not compare Allah to the moon. He compared the certainty of seeing Allah to the certainty of seeing the moon. He compared the sighting to the sighting, not the creator to the creation. So what's the hadith? إِنَّكُمْ سَتَرَوْنَ رَبَّكُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. You will see your Lord on Judgment Day. لَا تَضَامُّونَ فِي رُؤْيَتِهِ. You will not crowd together to see him. كَمَا تَرَوْنَ الْقَمَرَ لَيْلَةَ الْبَدْرِ, like you see the full moon on a clear night. Yani like you see the full moon. كَمَا تَرَوْنَ الْقَمَرَ لَيْلَةَ الْبَدْرِ, like you see the full moon. Like you see the night, like you see the moon, the night of the full moon. In this hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam compared the sighting to the sighting. That is, when you see Allah Ta'ala, your seeing is a creation. You're a creation. Your attributes are created. Allah will create in you seeing, but Allah has not created. He will create in you the power to see what is not created, to see Himself, that is. This sighting, when you see that one, you'll be so certain you saw him, like if you saw the moon on the night of the full moon. You would be certain about the one you saw, like you would be certain that you saw the moon on the night of the full moon. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is comparing the sighting to the sighting, to the sighting. تشبيه الرؤية بالرؤية. So this is our belief. And this is the summary without going into details. Inshallah is clear. Any question about that? What I know is that all the believers will see Allah when they are in paradise. It is narrated that the awliya will see Allah more than those who are not awliya. There's a time in which, when the people are in paradise, from time to time, Allah will empower them to see Him. Then, when they see Him, there is no greater pleasure for them. The greatest pleasure of paradise is seeing Allah. This is referenced in the Quran. لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةٌ. those who were believers and did good deeds, yani, those who were believers and they entered paradise, they will have paradise. Those who died as believers, they will have paradise and something additional. That's the meaning of the ayah. لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا الْحُسْنَى وَزِيَادَةٌ. Is that Surah Yunus? I believe that's Surah Yunus. For those believers, there will be paradise and something additional. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself explained that that additional thing is seeing Allah. And if they will have paradise, and paradise is the best pleasure, then whatever they have in addition to paradise must be what? The greatest pleasure. And that is seeing Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. This is the creed of Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Any question about that?